everybody, it's Tamika and I am here to share with you guys a tutorial on how I created this teeny tiny dream catcher for this card that I made. I posted this on Instagram and Facebook, and several of you wanted a tutorial, so I can do that for you. It's really easy and there are a lot of dream catcher tutorials on YouTube, so hopefully I'm able to help you make one of your own. All I did was use one of the binding rings that I got from the Dollar Tree a while ago when these were there in different sizes, and for this card, or for this dream catcher, I used the small one, the 1 inch. I think I'm going to use the 1 1/4 inch one for today's tutorial. You can see it just a little bit better. So all I did was wrap it in some cord and I applied some bits of lace. I made a handmade feather, added some flowers, some sequins, and a little word that says joy. And I think this card turned out super cute. I layered it. It's a standard A2 size card that I layered with another pattern paper that's popped up on dimension, and then I used a paper piercer to make the marks around the edge of the paper so it can stand out. And this is the card. Super cute. So let me show you the things you'll need to make this teeny tiny dream catcher. Of course, you'll need binding rings, and as I stated, I'm using 1 1/2 or 1 1/4 inch today, but you can use any size that you want. You need something to wrap the binding ring in, and suggested is leather cord. I'm using jute twine today. And then you'll need something for your feather if you want to dip your feather in. I'm just using this gold tinsel because I don't have any golden glitter. And then some wet glue to make sure that the tinsel sticks. You can use spray glue. That's actually what I used on the other one. And then you need some type of string. Most people prefer wax string, but again, I wanted to use what I had on hand, so I'm using this tightly wrapped string. It's a really sturdy string that I got from Michael's a while ago. And for embellishments, I'm just going to try to incorporate some of those Say It and Bling pearls. And then, of course, you'll need lace bits to come at the bottom of the dream catcher. And I'm just picking out a couple of these little pieces here. Little lace bits. You don't want too much. Obviously, you have a small space to work with. And I got a little bit of eyelash trim there. I'm going to try to incorporate. I have some pearls. Not saying I'm going to use it all. And then flowers. I just need 1 or 2 using these. And finally, you'll need some cardstock, just a little bit, for your feather that you're going to make. And I'm using a piece of paper from the Prima Lifetime, and also if you want to do a sentiment, you want to have something that you can use to have a little sentiment on your dream catcher if you want, or you can just leave it as is as a dream catcher. I used this joy sticker. These are the 2 sheets that I'm going to use from the Prima Lifetime. I'm going to use one of these sentiments, and then this is going to be my feather. So those are the things you need. Once you have all that, you can start your dream catcher. So let's get started. The first thing that I'm going to do is prep my flowers. I wanted them to be shimmery and stickily on my dream catcher, so I'm going to spray them with some shimmer mist and then add some stickles so that they can at least start the drying process while I'm working on everything else. So this is how, hope you guys can see, my little bitty flowers came out. They're super cute, and I'm just going to set those aside to dry while I work on the other stuff. Alright, so now we're going to start our binding ring. So I'm going to take my jute twine. I'm just going to cut it off at a piece that's not frazzled and caught and tangled. And what we want to do is just tie it in a knot to start. And I'm going to tie my knot right around the hinge. You want to make sure that's nice and tight. So I'm going to pull just enough cord to cover the binding ring. I don't know how much you want to pull out. I just do like maybe 4 or 5 arm lengths and hope that it's enough. But you want to take out enough in order for you to wrap this around without having to stop. I have about 5 feet. Alright, so you want to kind of, some people tie this together, but I just mush it in like a little ball and start to pull it through and wrap it around. So you want to hold it with your finger until it catches, and you want to keep that tension on that piece as you wrap it around. Hold it tight and just continue to wrap around the binding ring, pulling tight as you go, because you want this to be really taut around the ring. Feel free to add like glossy accents or something around it to help keep your jute sturdy, but I found that if you just pull tight and hold it as you go, then you shouldn't have a problem at all. So I'm going to do a couple more, and then I will pause or fast forward the video so you don't have to watch me wrap jute around this binding ring. Alright, I'm going to show you what it looks like so far. This is my knot, which I'm going to cover later with lace, but that's what you should have so far. So I'm going to continue to keep wrapping this around this binding ring, and I will be back. Alright, so I am back where I started from. It didn't take long, like 5 minutes or so. And I'm going to cut off the extra. This is my tail. And I'm just going to pull tight, as tight as I can. Kind of loop over that previous knot and pull tight as I go to kind of get that into a smoother spot. Alright, once I'm satisfied, I'm going to tie this around each other and tie it in a knot. Alright. And just pull as tightly as you can to your knot. And then I'm going to add a tiny bit of hot glue at the bottom of that knot, and then kind of let it sit on there to knot up, kind of just to secure it a little bit, and cut off the extra. This is what we have. Super cute. I love this, the rustic feel of this cording. Really, really cute. Definitely plays into the vintage, what I'm going to do, the vintage binding ring that I'm going to have on here. Alright, now it's time for us to create the web. So I took about 5 feet, or just drew the string out like about this wide, maybe like a foot wide, 5 times. Wrapped it around really tightly to create like a little space where the twine won't unravel. And I'm just going to take a piece of this jute and tie it around so that it'll go easily through the hoop when we make our web. So that's the little tail that we have. Take the other end here and tie a knot starting at the base. I don't know why this didn't record, but I'm going to do a quick voiceover for this part. Really easy, guys. Find a connecting spot on the binding ring where you want your webbing to start. You're essentially creating a knot. So once you find that point, hold it with your thumb and pull that string through the hole that you just created. And you want to do this twice in order to form the knot. Now I'll do this several more times throughout the video, so you'll be able to get a better insight from there. And make sure you pull it tight. Alright, and we're going to do it again. Get in that same space, loop it through the hole that you just created once and twice. And pull it tight. This is our web. So I'm going to do another one here. Loop it through the hole that you just created. a second time. There we go. My little tie thing came off. It might be too thick to go through the small holes that I'm making. So we'll just tie it back on, because it works easier when you have this under control. Alright, so I'm making my web. So I ran out of space, so I'm just going to make another point. There's no rhyme or reason. I'm going to take it, hold it, and pull it through. You're essentially just pulling it through and making knots. Now, of course, if you want yours more uniform, you would plan it out a little bit better. But I don't mind it not being that way. Alright, loop it through once and secure it for twice. When the holes start to get a little smaller, you can easily pull it through like you're threading, you know, sewing rather. So you just would take your end and just guide it through as you would normally. Alright, so once you get like your outer base done, then you find a place where you want to start weaving your web towards the center. So you want to find the center point. So if I'm going to start here, I know that I want my knot. Let me see if I can point. So here's a space here that I want to start bringing in. Right here. Right there. So I want my knot to be right in the middle there. So I'm going to put my knot right in the middle of that string. So I got it here. And I want my knot to go right there. So I'll make sure that I'm holding it. Holding my string where I want it to go. I'm going to actually cut off some of the string. So I have it underneath there. And I'm going to loop it through that hole twice. So there's my first. And I'm going to now make my knot. I know that I want another one here to kind of fill in that space. So I'm going to loop it through where I want it. Basically, you just continue to do this until you reach the desired amount of webbing you want. So I loop it through there and tie a knot. Right in the center. There. Pull it tight. See? So you just continue to do that until you get the desired webbing that you want. So when you finish your last web, this is what mine's look like. Really cute. I love it. You want to tie it in a knot. Go through the final hoop ring. Tie it in a knot. And cut off the extra. Make sure you want to tie it twice and add a little glue on the side. Or add a little glue to end it. Alright. So quick knot. Pull it tight. And then add a little glue. And this is what you should have. Isn't it cute? I love it. So of course if you want to have a pattern and do it, you know, make yours a lot neater, do that, but that is what I'm doing with mine. Alright, now we want to start to do our feather. Fold and cut. Take your scissors. I'm just going to cut off a little bit here. And then you can just fold over, you know, or cut, not fold over, but cut your little pattern out. That's all I did, honestly, guys. So I took that and then I folded it in half, like so. My little bone folder. specially created for me by Tiffany's Corner. Alright, so fold it in half like so, and then take your scissors and make tiny cuts very close to that score mark without going over, and do them at an angle. All of my cuts at the top are like hitting the score mark, and I'm making them super tiny. Remember, don't go past the score mark, because then you just cut your paper in half. Not that I know that from experience. And just make them as tiny as you want. You want to leave a little bit of the base so that you can attach it to the ring. Alright, and then I'm just, you know, holding the center, fluffing up my edges. Super cute. There's our cute little feather. Isn't that adorable? Alright, so now we're just going to add a little glue, or you can use spray glue if you'd like. I'm going to use wet glue. And remember to seal this with a little bit of Mod Podge, since it is a paper feather. You want to seal it, and I'm just brushing the edges with that glue. And like I said, since I don't have any glitter, we're just going to use a little bit of this embossing powder. And this is Martha Stewart decoupage glue. I got it from Tuesday Morning for 99 cents. Alright, so dip off the extra. You can take this as far up or as far down as you want. Alright, just put that aside, and we can get out our decorative elements. So I am going to just use this smile that's sitting up here at the top for my sentiment. You don't have to put one. Wait, this says smile big. Let's see how that, if that's too big, then we'll just use smile. If it doesn't, yeah, I'm just going to use smile. Okay. Now we're just going to attach the pieces. Really easy. I'm picking out small pieces of lace, and I want to try to cover this or disguise this hump as much as possible. That we wrapped it, the hump, the hinge hump. So all I'm going to do is take this piece of lace and thread it through one of the loops at the bottom. Add some hot glue to the bottom piece, and then just attach it to the front. So it's attaching right underneath the hinge hump. You can make it as long as you want. Okay. And then I'm going to do that with the rest of the pieces. This is good when you're wanting to use like little scraps of lace, remnants. You don't know what to do with them? There you go. You can also just apply it to the front if you're going to cover it up with flowers. You can also just put the lace like right at the top. There's no right or wrong way. Alright. That's what we have so far. I'm going to use a little bit of this eyelash trim because I love it. And it adds such a sparkle. Alright, I'm going to attach it to the front. Just add a little bit of glue. And attach it to the front there. And I'm going to cut off the extra. So this is what we have so far. Super cute, right? So now we can add our flowers. I'm going to use one of these. I got just recently in a swap. That's gonna go there. You know, I like to place it first. So really don't want to cover up a whole bunch of my webbing. I'm just gonna attach these in a little bundle instead of putting them on there separately. Since they have tails, I can just attach them in a little bundle. Just like that. And place it right there. Add some hot glue to the back. Okay, and then this smile, I'm actually going to add a little dimension to the back of it. And I'm going to add some hot glue to it. I'm going to put it right there. There we go. And then as for the feather, now you can attach it to any of the laces that are down here and let it hang, but I'm actually just going to attach it to a little piece of the jute twine that we were using, or the twine. I think that'll fit nicely. Let's see here. Yeah. So I'm just going to add some hot glue. You might want to do that before you put the flowers on. Just saying. I'm going to hide it a little bit underneath here. Underneath that lace. Okay. And then, so there's the little twine piece in the middle. And then you just want to figure out where you want your feather to go. Right about there. I'm going to add some hot glue to the back canal of this feather and find my placement on here. Put it on there. A little backwards, but it's okay. I'm going to cut off the extra. Alright, so let's see if we can add a pearl or two. Let's try one of the smaller ones. Yeah, that's better. There is our complete teeny tiny dream catcher. Super cute. I hope you guys will try it. Hopefully I explained it okay enough for you guys to do it at home. So here are the two finished cards. This is the one that we just completed. Turned out super cute. It did the same thing. Matted it on the inside. And you could use these cards for you know, you could use these dream catchers for the cards, or you can use them on keychains. You can hang them off your planner, different things. You can add charms to them and add them to a mini album or what have you. You can make earrings out of them. The possibilities are endless, and they turned out super, super cute. There we go. Like the video if you like it, guys. Let me know if you guys will be trying this. Tag me on Instagram or Facebook. I will leave all of that stuff down below in the description box. Thank you guys so much for watching. See you next time. Bye.